Welcome back, guys, to my YouTube channel. And today we'll be looking into how to apply for graduate studies application here in Brazil universities. So today we are actually been looking forward to how to apply for schools here in Brazil, especially for graduate schools. This video is for you. Now I'm going to start the process from scratch up to the final stage. So sit back and watch how it is being done. Thank you. Now, okay, let's go look for a school. Let's just search for any random school here. Let's say, okay, just like I mentioned in my previous video, you're actually looking to navigate school easily. Just go through their SIGA, and if you can't access them through their SIGA, look for the official website of the university, and from the university website you can actually navigate through their selection process. The most important thing is get how to navigate to their selection process page. Now this is a school, University Federal de Pernambuco. Translate to English. Okay. Now, from here, in my previous video, I actually showed you guys how to check courses that are actually ongoing for application. So we'll come here to this selection processes over here. Don't forget to translate your page to English language. So from there, we have different, what's it called? Different selection processes here. So like I said in my previous video, you're going to be checking out for this stricto sensu. Now, Paula, we are here. So this is stricto sensu of Federal University of Pernambuco. As you can see, it is boldly written up here. And if you see, there are a list of courses like, for example, okay, presently selection notice for PhD in physics 2025.2. That is 2025 second semester. Selection notice for master's degree in physics 2025.2. Someone asked me in my last video, how can you apply for PhD? And I answered, you can actually apply for PhD the same way you apply for your master's degree. As you can see, this is for PhD and this is for a master's degree, but the same course. So now what to do next? And if you check very well, for the first three courses we have here, the registration period is on because the icon here is actually green. We check the icon here very well. It's actually green. That means the registration period is still on, and you can also check the date. This registration actually commenced since 3rd of March, and it's going to be closing by 22nd of May 2025. Same as for the masters, because it's actually the same course. And for this public management for the development of the Northeast, started I think since 8th of January, yeah, and it's going to be closing by 26th of May. So now let's just try for this physics. Don't mind the translation. It's actually bringing physical over here, but it's actually physics as it is written over here, physics. So this green arrow here is actually what you click on if you want to get the selection notice. But if you want to go to the department page, let me just try it so that you can see what I'm saying. If you want to go to the department page, this icon here that looks like a web icon is what you're going to click on. Let's click on it. As you can see, this is the program page, like the department page itself. Now let's go back to where we're coming from. I'm actually checking for the program page. Now we want to check for the selection notice for application. Now I'm going to be clicking on this green icon. As you can see, it's actually displaying view selection process data. So let's click on it. So to bring you to this page, As you can see from here, notice selection notice for master's degree in physics 2025.2 level master's degree. Registration period, it's boldly written here. Number of vacancies 20. So now if you want to check for selection notice, like you want to download their selection notice, because for every admission you don't just jump into uploading your documents. You have to read, for every university here in Brazil, you have to read their selection notice from top to bottom, because in their selection notice you actually know what they actually require of you to submit, whether you have to write a proposal, whether you are to be, writing English test, probably remotely or physical. Now, let me just scroll down. As you can see, selection process announcement, candidate handbook. So let's click here to sign up. Once I click on this icon here, you can see it will bring me to this page. Let me show you something over here. As you can see, process notice from this page, download file, candidate handbook. What we're actually after is this process notice. It's also the selection notice file. So let's click on this download file. It has been downloaded. Let me open it. It's boldly written in Portuguese. Well, let's do something. Let's translate it to English. There's this popular website I use for my document translator, translation, rather. Let's come here, online doc translator. I'll be dropping the link in the description of this video as well. So let's sign into the website. This is the website here, onlinedocumentstranslator.com. And what you're going to be clicking here, you can see many options. You have translator, contact, API, convert Word to PDF, convert PDF to JPG, and so on. So what we're after is translating our selection notice documents. So how do we do that? We'll click on this translator icon here. Start clicking on the translator icon, you wait for the page to load. And as you can see, scrolling down, instantly translate a document, drop your file here or drag it. So we're going to be uploading the file. Let's open the PC, and it's actually our file is in download. This is it. I'll click on open. Once it's open, okay, let's sort this capture mountain. Okay, I think it's a mountain here. Okay. Don't know why the website is very slow this morning. My internet connection is good, but this website is pretty slow. Let's try and upload the file once again. VO, this is it. We have downloaded the file. It's actually uploading now. The website is pretty slow this morning. We just have to be patient. We don't have any choice because we need their service. I think it's still scanning the document because we have to see something like Portuguese here automatically. Let's just wait for the document to load. Okay. I think there are some glitches here this morning with these two websites. I don't know why. It has never malfunctioned like this before. Okay, now it's working. So as you can see, it detected the language automatically. Portuguese, Brazil, then select the language in which you want to translate the document into. So as for me, I'm translating into English, and it's by default already. So let's click on this translate. Once you click on translate, it's going to translate. Okay, it's translating, getting ready. As you can see, getting ready. Preparing to download 25%. Okay, once it's 100, okay, all done. Now it has been translated. Don't convert to Word because it might scatter your documents. So just click on this download your translated documents. Let me click on this. Okay, voila, we're there. Let's open from here directly. Okay. Let me zoom in. Now this is the selection notice for the physics master's degree in, as you can see, the selection notice for master's degree is always in one PDF. So you have to read line by line and know what is meant for you, either as a master's student or as a PhD candidate. Right. Let's just read. I'm not going to be reading everything. This is just a tutorial for you to know how to, apply and okay, let's start from your registration. For the master's course, a degree in physics or related areas is required. And for the doctorate course, a master's degree in physics. As you can see, it is stated explicitly a master's degree in physics or related areas. That means you can't just be coming from probably arts discipline, or let me say arts area of study, and you want to study your physics as master's or PhD. You must have a background in physics or related area, probably like science courses, some science courses that are actually related to physics, completed at institutions recognized by CAPS. This CAPS is actually a funding body, like a scholarship body, but that doesn't mean you're coming from a different country entirely. One thing you have to do is just make sure your document is being recognized by your home country, like your Ministry of Education or whatever it is you call it in your country. As for Nigerian, it is must that your document should be recognized by Ministry of Education and Ministry of Foreign Affairs. By the time of application, some departments, let me say most departments, don't actually require you to, authenticate your document. It is during your visa application, mostly you do document authentication. Let's keep that. Okay. Candidates without a master's degree may apply for doctorate in compliance. Can you see? This course is actually, entertaining people with a BSc in physics or related area to apply for direct doctorate. This is one of the reasons why you must read selection notice very well. Who can tell that this program will actually be uh, accepting people with undergraduates for direct doctorate? But as you can see, it is not written by me, it's written by the department itself. Candidates without a master's degree can actually apply for doctorate, just like in the US, where people actually apply for direct doctorate without a master's degree. Candidates must take the Unified Physics Exam, EUF. Information on how to register, blah, 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 can be found on you can see. This course is actually requesting you to take a test before you can even apply, an exam rather, before you can even apply for the course. But not all departments request for this notes. This is just a video to educate you on how to apply for graduate school admission. Registration must be completed on the SIGA public selection portal. This is the website we just left. Between the days, blah, blah, blah. So the candidate is entirely, let me just scroll down. Documentation for registration, we have documents required for in the master's and doctorate, completed registration form, which is actually found here. This is the registration form here, as you can see, from the first page, like the SIGA page, where we actually downloaded the file from. This is the registration form here. Let's continue reading. Completed registration form through the SIGA, okay, that's it. Copies of identity cards, CPF, and proof of electoral discharge for Brazilians. Note, for Brazilians. In the case of foreign candidates, copy of passport. That means if you're applying as a foreigner and you're a foreign candidate, what you just need is your digital copy of passport data page. I mean your international passport, not photograph. Your international passport data page is what you need to replace this CPF and electoral discharge. So as a foreign candidate, you don't need the CPF to actually enroll or to register for this program. One recent 3x4 photo, this is your photograph, one recent, must be digitally scanned, and this is the dimension 3x4. Curriculum vitae accompanied by supporting documentation with the information required for evaluation according to item 3.11. That means you have to check the required evaluation in item 3.1.1 for master's course and 3.2.1 for the doctorate course. You see the reason why I said you must read selection notice from top to bottom. Now let's before I move to the next what's it called? This is curriculum vitae accompanied by supporting documentation. In my last video, I actually mentioned on how to create latex CV, and whenever they request for supporting documentation, what they actually mean is that if you for every activities in your CV, like the major activities, like probably you have a publication, you have some certificates, some professional certificates, some scientific initiation, you must put a proof and compile it in a single PDF file. That is what makes up your CV for this application. If you don't put your supporting documents, you might be getting 0 for your CV ranking. So payment of the fee in amount of 50 reais, this is Brazilian currency, until May 23rd, according to Paula. Okay. Now let's take note of this. For foreign candidates, only those who join the program are required to pay this fee. That means you don't have to pay this fee as a foreign candidate. You only get to pay this fee if you are actually, approved for this course and you pay within 3 months after registration and start of the course. So you don't need to pay for this fee as a foreign candidate. It is only when you have been enrolled after 3 months then you pay for this fee. 2.11 candidates who fall into any of the situation may request exemption from payment of the registration fee. Okay, we don't need that because we are already a foreign candidate. Let's go to 2.1.2. In the case of the previous item, the decision to the candidate, we don't also need this because it's talking about registration fee. 2.1.3, if the application for exemption from the, okay, we still don't need this. In addition to the document indicated in 2.1, candidates for the, now let's take note of, candidates for the master's course must include the following in the application form: diploma or proof of completion of the undergraduate. This is number 1 document, which is your undergraduate certificate, digitally scanned. Copy of the academic transcript of the undergrad. This is your transcript, digitally scanned as well in a single file, like PDF. In addition to the documents indicated, candidates for the doctorate course must attach the following. Now, you can see it is being split for masters. This is the basic, what's it called? Basic document. And for doctorate, it is being stated, candidates for the doctorate course, diploma of proof of completion of undergraduate and master's courses. Now, copy of undergraduate of academic transcript for undergraduate and master's courses. Now let's move to 2.4. Diplomas from undergraduate and master's degree obtained abroad must be presented with authentication from the Brazilian. In case of countries that this one can actually be done after your application. And if you want to know more, you can send them an email. Like probably you don't have your document authenticated yet, but during your visa application, you'll be doing this or blah, blah, blah. So just to be on safer side, you can send an email to the department. Their email is actually always on their, what is it called? Their, let me check. Okay, this is it. This is their email here in the department webpage. Eduardo.hernandez@webpa.pr. So you can send an email there and you get a response. Let's continue. Selection and admission process. Now, let's check this. The competition will be conducted by the Selection and Admission Committee appointed by the program code formed by the following members. Okay, these are the members that will reviewing your application. Now, let's check the stages. One thing I love about Brazil universities are they have stages for every of their selection processes, and you get to see the dates, the time, and who to perform it. Now, registration is from 3rd of March until 22nd of May, between 12 hours and 11:59 hours Brazilian time. Who to perform candidate, definitely you will be the one to register. Communication regarding request for exemption, we don't need this because that is meant for people who are actually applying for registration waiver, like registration fee waiver. Now, step one, registration approval. You're actually going to be seeing registration of approval on the website PPG. So you have to keep checking their website until 12 p.m. 27th of May. If in case your application, your name was not part of the approval candidate, this approval is not the final approval. It's just like you've fulfilled the required document they request from you as a candidate. Now, announcement of the result of the registration approval stage. So this is when they are going to announce it until 5 p.m. Brazilian time. This is the date. Deadline for appeal. So another sweet part for every Brazil university's application is you can appeal for every stages. So if you can't find your name in the registration approval, you can actually send them an email or follow the normal step to appeal for registration, telling them, oh, probably you applied for this course and you have been revoked of the registration approval. What are those documents needed for you to add in order to meet up with the registration? They're going to list them for you, and when you submit, you're actually going to be reviewed, and after that, they are going to announce another approval after analysis of appeal. So when they announce, you have to check again whether your name is there. So if your name is not there, that means you don't meet up and you can't continue with the registration. So step 2 now, curriculum vitae evaluation. It will be done by the commission, like the committee. The announcement of the results after they've reviewed your CV with the supporting document. They're actually going to release another result. Appeal registration for stage 2. If you make it up to stage 2 and you didn't see your name in the curriculum vitae evaluation results, that means you have to appeal. And after that, submission to Probe G of the list of self-declared black candidates. So our advice, if you're actually applying from Africa, always apply for this self-declared black candidate because there are slots for black candidate, but you still have to meet up with the department requirement. We'll be seeing these self-declared black candidates in the latter part of this selection process form. Now, period for sending materials is going to be sent to you via your email. Now to do that. Implementation of the hetero-identification. This hetero-identification is still talking about self-declared black candidates. Now, the results of the hetero-identification commission, it will come out this date, and deadline for appeal again, as you can see, every stages has its own appeal. So you can appeal for this identification as well. Probably you submitted the requested document for identification and you didn't get approval, you can appeal as well. Implementation after that, disclosure of the result of the. So now after this disclosure, it's final results. So the final result will be coming out by 14th of July 2025 until 5 p.m. So after the final results, you can still, apply for appeal. Isn't that interesting? Deadline for appeal of the final results. So if you make it up to this stage and you didn't see your name in the final results, you can actually, question them or probably solicit like what is actually missing or why you're not getting this um, admission that will actually respond back to you. And after that, if it's a minor issue caused by them or probably caused by you, probably you miss some things, they are going to tell you to submit them and you get approval after that. So now, start of classes. So let's continue. Evaluation of the course. Okay. The stage is eliminatory in nature. Candidate who do not take the EUF or obtain a score below the percentile will be considered disqualified. That means if you don't meet up with the minimum scoring here, you will be automatically disqualified. The following scoring table will be following when evaluating. Okay, now. So now, undergraduate courses in the program area or related areas. That means if you are applying with a background in other areas different from physics or related areas, you'll be scoring 0. And the maximum here is 0.3. You'll be scoring 0 for the certificate if you don't have undergraduate background in physics or related areas. So graduation grade point average. This one is actually going to be fetched from your transcript, your CGPA, final CGPA. So maximum is 0.1. Performance in undergraduate courses in the program area. So as you can see, that is why you must have a background study in physics or related area. Because if you don't have those two, how are you going to be scored in all these activities here? So unified exam, so this is the EUF exam we saw earlier on. If you score 50 to this thing, 0.1 point, you score percentile greater than or equal to 90, you'll be getting this whole 0.5. So that is that for the activities here. Then for research activities, scientific initiation, if you actually you've done some initiation during your undergraduate, so they will scoring you 0.25 per semester. That means if you have scientific initiation for 2 semesters, you'll be scoring 0.5 and the maximum here is 1. Monitoring or teaching of, if you have a teaching experience like during your undergraduate or after, you can actually include in your CV and it will be scored maximum of, let me not even after, it should be during your, because this is 0.25 per semester and the maximum here is 0.5, which total 1 point. Maximum you can actually score in these research activities is 1.0. Now for academic production, work produced in the program or related area. So maximum score. Papers or abstracts at conferences. So if you publish any paper or you co-author in any paper, you'll be scoring, they'll be scoring you 0.5 points per paper presented in any conference. And you have to show proof that you actually attended the conference, not just by writing in your CV that you attended the conference. You have to show proof that you actually presented in that conference. Publication of complete papers in national and international. So if you have papers in international journal, they'll be scoring you 1.0 maximum. Scientific award and distinction 0.5, total of 1. So that's that. So as you can, the selection of the doctorate, this is the selection for the doctorate. The previous one we saw earlier on is for masters, and this is for the doctorate. You can do it to read as well. It's actually just same process, but make sure you take your time to read. If you are applying as a PhD candidate, so that is for PhD. Okay, now results. The result of the selection notice will be expressed by the grade given in the evaluation of the curriculum vitae, ranking the approved candidates in descending order and respecting the number of vacancies. Approved candidates must have a minimum final grade of 5.0. That means after they've added all these scores, you must have a minimum of yes, it's 5.0. So any type will be resolved successfully by the highest score in the following matters: degree, research activities, and academic production. The reason why they value research activities mostly here in Brazil is because most of their graduate studies here in Brazil is actually major based on research. That is why they value research activities. So if you have any published journal, you have any published paper you presented in any conference, why not apply to Brazil? Now let's go ahead. The announcement of the final result will be published in the University Official Bulletin and on the notice board of the program secretariat and made available. As you can see, the final result will be published on this particular website here. Candidates are granted views of mirror evaluation of their resume. The result of each stage of the processes, as you can see, may be appealed via SIGA for nullity or recount duly substantiated to the examining committee within 2 days of their publication and the candidate being provided with views of the test and the correction mirror. If the appeal is not decided before the subsequent stage, the appellant is guaranteed the right to participate in it under condition. So vacancies, there are 20 vacancies for masters and 20 for PhD. These are reserved, as you can see, what I mentioned earlier. In accordance with Resolution 17/2021 of CEP/OFP, 6 places are reserved in the master's course and 6 places in the doctorate for Black people. Remember, we have 20 total vacancy for masters and 20 total vacancy for doctorate. Now, out of the 20 we have, 6 places are actually reserved for Black people and brown. Imbolas, Gypsy, indigenous people, trans people, and other. Now let's go to 6.2. If an approved and classified candidate withdraws by the enrollment closing dates, the approved and unclassified candidate will be called in accordance with the classification order. Okay, what again? Okay, one additional place will be allocated for the master's course and one additional place for the doctorate course to the total number of places indicated in item 6.1 for UFP employers approved in selection notice process in accordance. So this is the affirmative action, the hetero-identification and Black self-declared Black candidate. The number of vacancies reserved for Black blah 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 will be 30% of the total number of vacancies offered, with one of the vacancies being reserved mandatory. So candidates for vacancies for Black, this is what we are looking for Black people, Colombians, blah blah blah, must at the time of registration choose to compete for affirmative action vacancies and send the documentation required on resolution. So now let's look for where we can find the form first. In the event of a candidate withdrawing from vacancy of blah 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 blah, okay, you can read that as well. Candidates who have applied for affirmative and who are also approved employment may be enrolled in it. Okay. So just continuous flow entry. Okay. General provision. Okay, grade of 5 point, we've read this the other time. We established for passing the eliminatory stage. Okay, registration implies unrestricted submission of the candidate to this notice. Clarification regarding this notice may be requested via electronic address. So if you need any clarification, you can send an email to this address and they're going to respond. So now, attachments. 1, application for exemption from registration fee. We don't need that. 2, self-declaration for candidates for affirmative action. So this is what we need. This is for the Black and brown people, Ilombas, trans, and all that. So let's look for it. It is what? Annex 2, right? Okay, this is Annex 1. We don't need this one. You don't need to, take this page out. So this is what we need. So, and it's two, self-declaration. So if you will be applying for this black, let me just call it black reserve vacancy. So you have to, take this page out. From some websites, you can actually take a page out from PDF. You should know how to find a way about that. So you're going to be filling this form. Then put your full name here, CPF number. You replace this CPF number with your passport number. This RG, just put your passport number as well. Declare for the purpose of blah, blah, blah. With regard to reservation of places for candidates, then this place you're going to be putting black. I am aware that, okay, that one is that. Then here, this place will actually be your city where you live in at the moment, this first line. This one will be the current date, month, and year. You fill the current date, month, and year, you actually fill this form. Then this will be your signature. You take this page out, fill it with your Microsoft Word digitally, then you convert it to PDF. After reading through, you can see this is the end of the page. Now come back here after fulfilling all the criteria there. Come back to this page. Then you come here. This is the registration form. CPF is actually aesthetic, but you can bypass that as a point now by clicking this box here. This person is a foreigner and does not have a CPF. So let's click it. The page will reload. Okay. Okay. Let's go back. Sorry, I think I left the page a while ago. That is the reason why I've actually been, bounced back. Okay, to sign up. Okay. Let's click on this. The person is a foreigner. So once I click on, okay, as you can see, this CPF is not actually being aesthetic anymore. So this place, you're going to be filling your full name. Don't forget first name followed by middle name, then followed by your last name, which is also your surname. Your email, put a functioning email address here. Confirm email, you repeat the same email here. Your mother's name should be first name, middle name, and last name, surname as well. But if your mother is actually using just two names, you can put the first and the surname. Your father, you also do the same thing. Then your sex, whether you're male or female, your date of birth, your color. This color here, you're going to be selecting black. You can see this is black because you applied for a black candidate. So sexual orientation, you're going to be choosing that. Gender identity, marital status, type of high school. In this type of high school, just click on public. If you attended public school, if you attended private, click on private. So nationality, and change it to your country here. You have a whole lot of countries, so just change. States, your state will not actually be listed here because these are Brazil states. Just leave it as select, and this municipality you can leave it as selection too, because you are not living here in Brazil. Just select the country, and that's all. This document, in this ID, you can input your, okay, you don't need to input anything here. We have space for passport. Just input your passport number here. Then this date of issue, put your issue date, like your passport issuing date, put it here. Then issuing body, you put the issuing body. If you're from Nigeria, you can actually put Nigeria immigration here, and you leave the other column blank. Zip code, you put your zip code if it actually exists. If it doesn't exist, leave it. But make sure you put your street here, complete street, put your phone number, leave this one blank because you can just leave this one blank. Just put on select, put on select. And now let's go to the main. Those are personal details. Now let's go to the document we'll be uploading. Identity card, CPF, voter registration card, and proof of electoral discharge obtained from the website, or passports in the case of the foreign. So your digitally scanned passport page You are now going to be uploading it here as a PDF. As you can see, it is stated PDF files only. From that, curriculum vitae A, accompanied by supporting documentation. Don't forget, I've made a video on how to register for your latex CV, which is commonly used in Brazil. Then you put your supporting documentation. If you have a published paper, just scan the front page where your name is being boldly written, just the front page alone, If you have any conference paper you've published, just, do the same thing. Then attach it with your CV in a single file. After compiling them in a single file, you upload it here. And for this number 3, academic transcript and diploma or proof of completion. That means you are going to be attaching both your transcript and undergraduate certificate in a single file and upload it here. So result of the most recent EUF, the exam they actually talked about in the selection notice. After getting the results, you upload it here. Then your photograph recently before you upload it here. Then for here, the for okay. This one is for application fee. Just come here. I'm a foreigner, and according to the notice, only foreign candidates who join the program are required to pay the registration fee and provide proof of payment within 3 months after enrollment. Just click on this place. Proof of exemption, you don't need this one because you are a foreigner. Do you want to apply for affirmative? This affirmative is actually the black notice. So you click on yes. After you click on yes, it says attach the document. The document here, this annex 2, you are now going to be uploading it here after filling it. You will upload it here. And after you upload, you click on confirm registration. After clicking on confirm registration, it will take you to some people to do some certain things, probably by confirming your registration number. Follow the prompt and get your registration approved. Then you follow the next thing after completing the registration is to come back to these stages here. Make sure you keep on updating yourself with the dates here and check their websites on a regular basis after applying. That's all. That is how to apply for graduate application here in Brazil. So if you find this video helpful, share this video, make sure you click on the like button, drop a beautiful comment, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell for more educational videos like this. Thank you for watching. See you some other time. Bye.